Amanda, I mean, your perspective on the results that you're beginning to see in terms of rolling it out to people, how do you look at it?
Yeah, so we've been seeing more targeted identified problems, identifying those targeted problems, where in the past we would have to do that individually, was pull all of our data together and try to figure it out. And that's time consuming, right? You're taking your oil analysis, vibration analysis, your sensor data, if you have any electrical testing, you're pulling all that together, and as a human, you're trying to analyze all of that. So for us, partnering up with Symphony has made that process so much easier. The AI system is doing that for us, so that we don't have to spend the time trying to pull all that data, first find the data, and match everything up so that we know what that we're looking at is lining up together. And we're not having to spend that time to do that. Instead, the AI system, the machine, is doing that for us so that we can spend more time fixing the problem.
Yeah. So in a sense, what you're saying is one benefit you really are seeing is that as data gets generated and you're generating tons of data, the ability to look at the data inline is a lot more beneficial than looking at the data after an event.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, having that foresight, that being able to kind of see in the future versus, okay, well, we had a problem, now let's go see what happened, has been huge.
So I would want to kind of shift from results benefits to another area which can become very contentious. Usually when you lead this kind of new initiatives, change management, impact on people who are recipients of this technology or who has to kind of support this technology. So Tim, your views on that, what have you seen?
Well, what I've seen is typically in the past, you've got process folks on this side of the room and the maintenance folks on this side, and they're pointing at each other. There's a problem, and it's your fault. And this kind of brings everybody to the table, because now we're speaking the same language. And so we've seen that. It's taken us a little bit longer to bring the process folks on, because initially they saw it as a maintenance tool. And now with more training and more doing a lot more one-on-one training with those folks, and they're saying, oh, I can use this. This does apply to my role, and this will make my job easier.
So just latching onto that, and Team, you talked about ROI. So maybe Amanda, your thoughts on when you look at a program like this, where it requires so many levers to pull, looking at data, what benefits were you really expecting, or how were you looking at, okay, this ROI probably made sense to me?
Yeah, so really probably the biggest benefit that we were expecting was to have better work identification and planning. I'm sure there are several companies that are just like us, where we constantly put out fires versus calmly work on equipment. And that's really stressful. It's stressful to work under pressure, but we do it. And it unfortunately comes at a cost. So our expectations going into this journey was that the Symphony APM 360 program can help us reduce those last minute fixes, let us focus more on planning those stressful planning for successful projects, and then completing during optimum times that were, quite frankly, reasonably budgeted and done right the first time.
Mike, your thoughts? Thank you.
Just echoing what Amanda said, I think one of the things that's kind of interesting about power generation, about power markets in particular, is the volatility of the product that we sell. So in the morning, that megawatt may be worth $30, and on a hot Texas afternoon, that megawatt's worth $3,000. So for us to be able to identify that work, know when we need to do it, and be prepared for when those prices are really high, and do the maintenance at the right time, that's just absolutely huge. Probably more so than in other industries, just because of how big those swings can be.